I have 4 key decisions that I'd like to really preach to you today. And I know you don't have anybody take notes, so you'll have to get the recording of this, all right? But these are words I think that you could hang your hat on. And for the rest of us, it'd be a good reminder for all of us, and maybe we can make some adjustments as well. 4 key decisions for a successful life. Number 1, pursue excellence and not perfection. Because perfection is unattainable. It is a futile pursuit. But excellence is very much worthy of our time and effort. In the pursuit of perfection, I know this plagues all of us. We're looking for the perfect job, maybe. We're looking for the perfect spouse. Anybody here? Well, no, I was going to ask if anyone married the perfect spouse, but some of you are diplomatically corrected to lie. But we all know that marriage takes work. There is no perfect spouse. And life is full of negotiations, full of choices. And if we're looking for perfection, we'll always be disappointed. If not now, we'll definitely be disappointed later. This reminds me of a joke that Christians suffer from this. Christians are always looking for the perfect church. There's this guy that was shipwrecked probably 20 or 30 years ago, and finally a tanker cruises by the deserted kind of Gilligan's Island scene. And they see the smoke and the fire, and so they come and rescue him. And as they head to the beach with the small craft and rescue him, they notice that there's 3 buildings that he's built. And so they're curious about that. Is there somebody else on the island? Why would you have 3 buildings? You're surviving, we thought, by yourself on an island. He said, well, this one over here, this is the hut where I live in. And everyone goes, oh, that makes sense. Nice place, for survival. And he goes, and this is my church. And as he built himself a little church building to worship in. And then with a puzzled look on their faces, everyone goes, well, what's this other building? He said, well, that's the other church. I left that one to go to this one. Looking for the perfect church, but there is no perfect church because nobody's perfect. And he finally realized he was not in the perfect church, so he even had to leave that one. For those that it dawned on a little bit slowly. Perfection is a futile pursuit. So that's number 1. Pursue excellence, not perfection. Number 2, pursue purpose and not passion. And this is a big correction, I think, to the millennial generation as well as the Gen Xers. We had preached to us that pursue your passion. Try to make an occupation out of your passion, which left you without any hobbies or anything enjoyable in life to do. Your passion and your gifting will always lead you into the ditch. You want to pursue your purpose. Everyone was created for a purpose. We have gifts and abilities. We were designed. We were fashioned for a purpose, to meet needs, to solve problems, to answer someone's questions. There are things that each of us innately knows because we were designed to make a difference. And if we're always pursuing whatever pleasure inspires us or whatever passion or gifting we have, those may be clues, but those are not pursuits. So maybe we could say it a little bit differently. Pursue purpose, but don't forget to bring your passion with you. Because life without passion is futile as well. It's not enjoyable. But we're not pursuing enjoyment. We're pursuing purpose. So number 2, pursue purpose, not necessarily your passion. Number 3, seek eternal things before temporal things. In other words, pursue principles before pleasure. Can you squeeze something infinite into a finite space? Of course, the obvious answer is no. How can you squeeze infinity into the finite? You can fit your whole life together into today? No, you can't do that either. You just have to live today, and the rest will play out. So don't try to fit God into your life. Rather, fit your life into His hands. If we get the cart and the horse in the right order, it just works better that way. So seek eternal things before temporal things. And Bella, we know that you're doing that. We're proud of you for that. And number 4, master what is inside before you try to master what is outside. I think so many people, they try to get a handle on life before they even have a handle on their own heart. And it doesn't work that way either. Things like living a clean life, seeking to serve rather than to be served, learning to be selfless rather than selfish. High school is supposed to help us grow up, and we've watched you, and those of us who know you have a servant's heart. It's one of the things we love about you. You're not arrogant, you're not conceited. It's not all about you. That would be selfish. You put a high value on eternal things as well as the people that are placed in your life. As a matter of fact, I would say most of us in this room, we feel love about you. We love you, but we're thankful that you love us. And so that's an example of that. Master what's inside before you master what's outside. You have a whole lifetime to master what's outside. And we're sure that you will succeed at that. But the pursuit for the present is always to master what is inside, and then to make sure that we maintain that mastery. It's even like mastering your money. Some people want to go out there and get the big job, but they've never learned how money works. They've never mastered their money, so they're being led around life wherever money is calling to them, leading them. They'll leave a perfectly good job for another 10 cents an hour. Well, we're adults. $5 an hour. But that's money leading us. That's not us having control of our life. We want to have that. We want to master what's inside first. If you do these 4 things, you'll change the world. If you don't, the world will change you. And that's a thought that maybe many of us haven't had before. But we were not designed to be changed by our circumstances, but rather we were designed to be circumstance changers. It's the difference between being a thermometer or a thermostat. And you know, in the world there are both. There are thermometers, which basically just hang on the wall and tell you the temperature of the room. They have no power. They just report what's going on. And then there's another device called a thermostat. It's either hooked up to electricity or it's got batteries. And it has power. And it may tell you the temperature of the room as one of its features, but it's designed to change the temperature of the room. And so often in life we settle for thermostats. We're just constantly reporting. Well, this is what's going on in my life. These are my problems. These are my circumstances. These are my situations. But we really have a power button. We have the power to change life. Not just be changed by it, but to change it. It's the difference between being at the mercy of the elements or having the capacity to change the environment. Between the anguish of being a victim or the sweet glory experienced only by the victorious. We're thermometers. We are thermostats, not thermometers. So number 1, pursue excellence, not perfection. Pursue purpose, not passion, but bring your passion with you. Seek eternal things before temporal things. Principles before pleasure. And number 4, master what's inside before you try to master what is outside. These simple decisions you make today determine your tomorrow. And it's the same for all of us.